Welcome to Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Minahan and her panel of guests bring you insightful conversations to awaken consciousness for soul growth. Come journey with us through astrology's energetic cycles and get ready to understand your path in the cosmic roots of the stars.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sue Minahan, and this is Talk Cosmos. Today is September 21st, and it was just pointed out to me that on my little graphic, I said the 22nd. You know, what I have to announce immediately is today, right as we speak, I'm going bam, 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 but it's really true. It's the solar eclipse. It's at that anaretic degree. I'm not sure I like that name. It has a label. Not so sure about labels, but the point is it's the very last degree of Virgo. And Virgo ends the lower half of the personal hemisphere of the zodiac. You know, we're refining, we're discerning, we're deliberating in order to get ready for that second half where we're incorporating ourselves with other people and other parts of our whole consciousness. So today is a solar eclipse partial. I can't see it in Hawaii. I'm not even sure if you can in the States. But of course, in fact, not very many people can. It's starting way down. It's about only the 7th of 71 if we want to get nerdy about it, because it's over a 1200 period of time. It started in 1917. I'm remembering all this. And it's starting from the South Pole. So it's in the oceans. I think the ocean has a lot to say, and we need to listen up. You know, the North Node's at Pisces, and I'm taking a lot of time here, but it is crucial. Somebody has to be an advocate, and I think this eclipse is being that. It's like, let's release, let's look at the whole picture, let's get spiritual. All right, that's my bandwagon talk. Tomorrow is the equinox, 0 degrees Libra. One of the 4 signatures that starts the seasons. With that said, we are ready. Oh, and we are missing a dear friend and partner, Rob Pacitti. No, he's okay, but a tree fell on the wires outside his house just now. It's an equinox. It's the solar eclipse. It's happening this minute. We're sending light and all our love. And he will be missed here, but we trust his situation is going in the right direction. Okay, I have said plenty. Let's get ready for new vibrations. The new name for what had been good vibrations, which had been the turning seasons. It's new vibrations, a new world. Thank you.
Revealing fundamental core consciousness, manifesting through the lens of vibrational astrology frequencies for the season's energetic theme for the spring and fall equinox and the winter and summer solstice. This is the New Vibrations panel.
I'm Sue Minahan, founder of Talk Cosmos since 2018. I'm an evolutionary astrologer, consultant, speaker, writer, vibrational astrology student, Dwarf Planet University graduate, Kepler Astrology Toastmasters Club charter member. I have a fine arts music degree plus a certificate in jazz. I'm an artist, musician, and certified color energy life coach. Especially, I love mythology and esoteric philosophies.
Virginia.
And I'm Linda Berry. I hold a professional astrology certificate in vibrational astrology from the Avalon School of Astrology, as well as a Master of Science in Social Work and bachelor degrees in psychology, mathematics, and computer programming. I teach vibrational astrology courses in the School of the Astrology of Vibrational Energetics online. I created Frequency Finder, an add-on to Cosmic Patterns, Sirius, and Kepler software. Frequency Finder provides an in-depth astrological analysis of your astrology chart. As a vibrational astrology researcher, I moderate a vibrational astrology research group, am an international consultant, a published author, and the writer of a free daily blog, The Vibrational Astrology Diary.
As an ancient mathematician, Pythagoras' music of the spheres about vibrating stars and planets, the electrical engineer Nikola Tesla said,
If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Hi, Linda. It is. Well, here we go. Another quarter, and I thank you so much. And just to let our audience know, I'll start off with a few slides just to give a little bit of a catch up what's happening, but Linda's going to carry the torch. Today is a solar eclipse. I couldn't help but identify it. It's not with this talk. Well, who knows? We'll find out what Linda, because the energies are so close. It's at 29 degrees, 5 minutes Virgo, and those are the times. It's happening as we speak. We are not the turning seasons anymore, glitch, but it is a new vibrations. It's the autumn equinox, light and dark balanced. And vibrational astrology, which is the acronym of VA, is frequency vibrations, harmonic. Also, they're patterns, but they involve 3 or more planets. It's very researched. It's applicable to many. It uses many techniques. There's software involved, cosmic patterns, Sirius, and it also has a software add-on that Linda created called Frequency Finder. All this you can find out when you take classes or if you get involved with any kind of involved online information. It was created first by David Cochran, and Linda and David are working fervently still researching and advising people. It's a very exciting new method of astrology. And this you can review at your leisure just to get a little idea about their synopsis or their dedicated research that defines what these planets represent. For instance, sun and moon has everything to do with time. The difference is the sun, which is shining always, is current time. What's in the present. The moon is the past time. It reflects. It's our emotions, moods, those attitudes. So that's just the start, and you can learn more. As far as the seasons, it is the fall equinox, of course, is the theme for today. It is when the sun is at 0 degrees Libra, when it's above the equator at noon. It's right directly over the equator. It will be tomorrow. And for UT Greenwich time, it's going to be 6:19. And just 4 seconds later, it's equal time, morning and night, light. So that's about all I'm going to say, except to remind folks, why do we care about vibrations? Is because since ancient days, and this is just rather recent in the 1800s, the entire universe vibration. It's the secrets of the universe, as Tesla said. And so with that said, I am glad to pass the torch to Linda. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see here. The fall equinox, a time of balance. This is when we shift from an emphasis on daytime, with the daytime hours decreasing, to an emphasis on nighttime, with the nighttime hours increasing.
I like that.
From now until the spring equinox, the night is longer than the day. We have more night hours than day hours. And we are challenged to face the things buried in the dark. Now, that's us in the north. In the south, the day becomes longer than the night, and we are challenged to bring ourselves out into the world. I think the point is that in either case, it's a challenge.
Yes, it is, to look at what perhaps we've not recognized. Exactly. The awareness. But that's the beauty of it. Then you know what to do with something that maybe eluded yourself. It takes courage.
Okay, now, the Sabian symbol for the fall equinox for the sun, which is the same every year, 1 degree of Libra, is a very, very interesting symbol. A butterfly made perfect by a dart through it. Wow. Remember that we've just gone through the signs that have to do with developing our individuality to a peak. And what this says is that's not enough. A perfect individuality doesn't work. Because you can't relate to anything outside of yourself without being open to expansion and change.
It is the gear of the universe. Change, evolution, everything is shifting, whether we realize it or not.
The definition of something outside of us is it's outside of us. Okay, if it's outside of us, it could do something we don't expect. And so we have to be open to deal with things in flexibility. And this also emphasizes the fact that the Libra kind of has to do more with relating. Okay, so here is the fall equinox. 8:19 a.m. Let's see, 2:19 p.m. on the 22nd tomorrow, which is 11:19 on the Pacific coast, where you are right now, Sue, and 8:19 in Hawaii, where you probably should be.
I actually just jumped over last night. Yeah, I did. I'm back in the salty seas.
Okay, yep. Got it. Okay, now we're going to deal with some new concepts. These are some things that were developed and have been developed more recently in vibrational astrology and were discussed at the conference.
Yeah, that was Fractal Cosmos, folks. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
we'll bring it up again.
That's right.
It was wonderful.
Okay. You know, we have all these vibrations. Actually, we have an infinite number, but we usually kind of specially look at the ones from 1 to 360. Well, what we're doing is we're learning how they're connected to each other. And one of the really fascinating things is if you look at the positions of all of the planets in 360 vibrations, something is exactly conjunct something else. And I mean exactly, like a 0-second orb. We don't think in those terms. Now, one of the things to remember is that we are doing something really unusual when we talk about equinoxes, and we're going to talk some about the solstice, the eclipse that has decided to sit on top of the equinox. Okay, so
a full kettle.
Yeah, right on top. So what we're doing is we're going to look at some of the distinctive characteristics here. Let me make this bigger. There. Okay, I hope everybody can see that.
Yes, it's great. As long as they have their screen full, it's great.
Okay. Now, the two boxes that are blue in this picture, notice that the one on the outside is Jupiter. It says 27 Aquarius 59. And the one on the very inside is Pluto, and it says 27 Aquarius 59. Well, it's actually got exact seconds too. It's to the second exact. So this is 3 vibrations. The one on the inside is 19. The one in the middle is 164.5. And the one on the outside is 310. Now, if you take 310 and 19 and you take the average of them, you get 164.5. So the one in the middle is half the vibration, halfway between the outer one and the inner one. Now, the inner one and the outer one have exactly matching positions for Jupiter in the one and Pluto in the other. Okay, now there is an amazing relationship here, and we're going to be looking at the consequences of that relationship. See the middle vibration, the one that's halfway in between? I've got in orange the Jupiter and the Pluto positions marked.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so let's go on here.
In the middle. Yep.
Yeah, next one. Okay, now that middle vibration, 164.5, 0.5, halfway between 164 and 165, combining the characteristics of 164 and 165.
Yeah.
Okay, so 164 is 41 times 4. Taking action to make a change that will help other people. Taking action because you care.
Yeah. Meaning, just so people that aren't VA students, I think, Linda, you're looking at the vibration of 41, which is a prime number. It can't go down any further.
We're looking at vibration 164, and when you figure the factors of it, it's 41 times 4.
Okay, fine. And so that's a synopsis of it. Yep.
Yeah.
Because 4 is the action. Yeah, and 41. Okay.
And then 165 is basically 11 times 15, 11 times 5 times 3. And so what you have in 165 is you have reaching out without an agenda, exploring, seeking an organic pattern that will create a flow of harmony. That 3 wants harmony. You combine them together and you get the idea of exploring the options you have without preconception, figuring out how to take action that will make a change that will really help people.
Oh,
exploring your options to make a change to really help people.
That's flexible. And that is very potent.
And it's formed, well, let's see, come on, next slide. It's formed from 310 and 19. So which ones form it is very important, because you could say 312 and 17 or something or other. You know, there are other things that would average out to 164.5. So which ones it is matters. Now, here's what happens, folks. The blue is, remember, the blue is the matching position, the Pluto and the Jupiter. Well, if I go, the outer one is 310. If I take the Jupiter, and over here in green is the Pluto that's in 310. Okay? You got me so far? So the midpoint of those two planets is 2 of Capricorn 18, written up here in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And look where Pluto is in the midvibe. 2 of Capricorn 18. The mid-vibe points are sitting on the midpoints of the outer points. And this is a mathematical relationship. I have proved it always exists. I mean, I have done a mathematical proof that it always exists.
Meaning we're quite obsessed with the bigger. I know you're going to lead us on as to how there's no it's not relenting. It is like full steam ahead. Yes?
Yes. Okay. So let's look at this. So we have Jupiter, Pluto midpoint in 310. Well, 310, folks, is 31 times 10. Last time I looked.
Wow.
Re-examining your worldview, exploring interactively and seeking an organic awareness without any predetermined parameters, with a compulsive need to expand. Okay, that's combining with 164.5 Pluto, which just makes this need to explore your options without conditions, seeking ways to help people, more intense. Pluto just makes things, you've got to do it. You don't have any choice in the matter.
It's like that the glacier that just keeps moving along. It's in its path. Yep.
Now, remember that the Sabian symbols are not vibrational astrology, but where I had a degree here that was very clear, I just put them in to see what happened. And this happens in 2 of Capricorn 18, folks, which is 3 of Capricorn, which is about the human soul being receptive to growth and understanding, which is very much like what we're talking about here.
It is. Receptive again.
But there's a corollary. Because the first 2 or couple degrees of Capricorn are about damage and about power doing damaging things. This 3 of Capricorn becomes becoming aware that power struggles damage you and others, and opening up to the possibility of learning new ways to use power and authority. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, that is totally a message to keep focused on, because yes, so how do we act? And if we're not doing it just for ourselves, which is
we have to change our ways.
Right. I'm reading Thomas More's The Care of the Soul. And this is so much about.
Okay, so let's look at the next piece of this. Now we're looking at the midpoint of the 19, the inner vibe. And guess what? It's on the Jupiter in the middle vibe. So the midpoint for the Pluto and Jupiter in the bottom, I've got it written up here at the top, is 22 of Leo 7. And Jupiter's sitting at 22 of Aquarius 7. Sometimes these are opposing. Sometimes the point, but it'll be exact to the second. It's just either conjunct or opposing by sign. Sometimes the math falls out, that it becomes opposing instead of conjunct. So we've got 2 positions here, 22 of Leo 7 and 22 of Aquarius 7. All right. So what do we got here? 19 Jupiter Pluto. Internalizing the social patterns around you, recognizing the patterns and then modifying and expanding them based on your unique sense of how these patterns could operate better. So this is about making changes and the Jupiter in 164.5, a need to explore your options. This isn't written quite right. It should be a need to expand your options without
Jupiter, yes, bigger.
Yeah, seeking to find ways of expanding the actions you can take that will make a change that will really help people. And it's very interesting symbol here. 23 of Leo is a bareback rider. It's about aligning your center of gravity, being perfectly in tune and balanced, displaying the results of a long and demanding training process.
Oh, I love that. I love that imagery. Those Sabians are quite applicable.
I know, it just amazes me. And so we've got 19, 164.5, and 310. So you're talking about evaluating the social patterns and constructs around you, modifying them to work better based on your internal awareness, exploring options without preconceptions, taking actions to help will really help people, and re-examining your worldview, 310. Exploring interactively and seeking an organic awareness without any predetermined parameters. This is about maybe modifying your view of how things need to operate.
It is core, and it's a tricky business depending on how we've set up our world and our business or our focus. It's all, it is so essential. I mean, it's very, I know I'm feeling this very much myself.
Right. Yeah. Now we've got, one of the things we found is that we have another way that things react across vibrations besides this conjunction of planets. And this is what we call fractal patterns. Okay, now this starts with vibration 83. Notice you have a 4-planet conjunction here. Notice you have a whole lot of stuff going on in this chart.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so you've got this opposition to Chiron, and you've got a square to Mercury and Sedna. Now, I left Sedna in here as well as Eris and Haumea.
I like
Sedna is about the really deepest levels of our subconscious, the part we've rejected and thrown away, the things inside of us that we learned to repress because they weren't the ways we were supposed to act around other people.
Yeah.
So it goes into the places where human depravity comes from, folks.
And it seems to me, from what I've looked at it, and for your feedback, that life conspires almost like a Shakespearean play to put us into circumstances where we have to recognize it and let go of those things, and so that we can become that person. It's almost like knuckle bared, but finally you go, oh, let go.
Yeah.
Then,
yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see Sedna, Haumea, and Eris, which is the circle with, no, that's Chiron, which is the circle with an arrow under it. Eris is a circle with an arrow under it.
Oh, yeah, just like Mars.
You've got HAU, that stands for Haumea. And then that circle with an arrow pointing down next to it is Eris.
Up there in Aquarius.
Yeah, up there in Aquarius. Okay, so this is all about expansions off of 4-planet patterns where they reach across vibrations and connect in together. And this one is basically 83 energy. So we have to understand 83 energy.
It's a primary number, 83. It must be, because 9 times 9 is 81. Number. So it must be, it's a primary. Indivisible, folks. It is what it is.
Yeah, you can't divide it by anything but 1 and itself.
Right.
No other numbers. Get a whole number answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, so let me just go over here and talk about 83 for a minute, and then we'll go back and look through the pattern.
Good.
83 is about taking action to change the community, group, or society when you don't know exactly what's about to come down. You're introducing new things, seeking to support the group and enhance its effectiveness. You're reaching out further and further, seeking effective action that works for everybody, introducing new, unusual ideas into the community, finding common ground and taking actions that everyone is comfortable with, seeking to support the unique individual essence of each person in the community.
I love this. I love it.
But remember, these are your goals, but there's this unknown out there.
No, I understand. It's right up my alley.
Yeah. Okay, so 83 is the foundation for this thing, this process of reaching out, introducing new ideas, new ways of operating that support the individual, that kind of thing. Okay, but now what we've got level after level of this fractal in the fall equinox. So when you see something like a 4-planet pattern, like I've got the orange rectangle around there, and it's got something opposed to them all, guess what? That makes a fractal. Or if it's got something square them all, that makes a fractal.
Yeah, action on layers and layers.
Layers and layers.
Yeah, of how it's going to operate.
So here's the 83. The next one is 83 times 2, which is the opposition. It's going to be 166. It's going to have Chiron in it. Here we go. Where's the thing?
Healing.
Here we go.
Alchemy.
Now, see, now we've got Sun, Venus, Pluto with Chiron. The Mars got too far away.
You know what?
The Mars got out of orb, just barely, but it got out of orb.
Yeah. What I love about this is it really relates to Sedna in the sense that if we really do release, such as Sedna wants us to do, to be that inner self without all the mirrors and whatnot of the world telling us what we are, which is very deep, then it is healing, Yes. I mean, they relate, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
So what we've got here is this just says you're taking this energy and you're mix and matching it with the things around you. And it does this a lot here. Okay, but this is Chiron added in. That's about seeing the truth in the moment, having this sense of energetic exchange that is soft and gentle, and yet it has a presence to it, I guess maybe is the right word. And Chiron, interestingly enough, it's more energetic than it is healing. The strongest Centino, David Cochran, researched Chiron. And the strongest Chiron people weren't healers, folks. So that means that the primary energy of Chiron is not healing. I hate to break it to you.
Thank you, because I did reference that, but I was thinking of internal. I wasn't thinking of being an acupuncturist or anything, a naturopath. I was thinking more on the internal parts of ourselves.
About tuning in to the truth in this moment. Amazing. You see, remember it's between Saturn and Uranus.
Yes,
Saturn
that's right.
is getting to the essential fundamentals, and Uranus is working in the present, in the moment.
Yes.
So they kind of combine together. And when I did my research, that was what I realized, is that you could kind of think of it in those terms. Okay. So now we've got the next one. Let's go to the next one. All right. Now this one, it gets really heavy duty here. Now, if you looked at the previous one, you will see that Mercury and Sedna are coming in on Venus, Sun, and Pluto. See there? Or the opposition?
Yes.
Okay. And then you got this sneaky little thing with a Saturn square. Well, let's look at the opposition first. Venus, Sedna, Sun, Mercury, Pluto. That's what's in the rectangle.
Yes.
So when we get to 332, this is more mixing up things out there in the world. When we get to 332, but this is like you're digging down so deep, you're finding the bedrock. Yuck. The bedrock yuck. The places where people get caught in depravity, where people get caught in just horrible stuff that speaks to the worst impulses of the human being. And this is about digging down through that and facing it and hopefully transforming it. And we've got another one of these. It's moving. Look at here again. Now we've got Saturn on 4 of these. See, these oppositions keep happening with big loads of big rays. That Saturn, look at it, has got 4 rays.
Well, that's helpful because that really gets down to what's essential. I mean, if we're going to do a transformation, it's values, which Venus is in there.
So here's the next level. And this one is really important because here we've got, these are like steps in a process. This is about seeing and recognizing the negative aspects of things inside of you or in the world around you. And then the 664, Sedna with Mercury and Saturn. This is analyzing things, folks, to get to where the abuse happens. To figure out what it is that makes for this dark behavior and be able maybe to release it. So remember, this is all off of 83. This response to things to make things work better for people in their lives. And here you're doing analysis to figure out what are the really, where's the sewage pile? How do we get it out? How do we stop feeding the sewage pile? That kind of thing.
Boy, you know, Linda, my words, okay, I could say so much. One is we need to take a break, but we take a break at this point? But I'm just thinking this time, because a fractal, just to let people know, once again, for those that aren't knowing or whatever, it's layered depth of work that is being connected with us through this for the whole season. Yeah, until winter here.
Now, do we have enough time to do the other two levels, or do we need to wait till after break?
Well, we can certainly do them. It's sort of, if you're in a flow, let's do them, and then we'll take a break. Let's do that. Sounds good.
Somehow I lost one. Okay. There was the middle one. The one in between was Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, the Sun. And this last one, this is a promise, folks. This is going down and seeing the visions, the patterns, the fantasies, the deceptions, down on that really deep Sedna level, and then bringing rebirth. There is a possibility here, if you will be honest with yourself and you will face what is within you, of transforming.
This gives hope. It's work. It's work, and it's willingness, and it's awareness, and it takes time, because sometimes we're all resistant. It's like, no, I can't. And then when you start realizing it could be your glass house, then you can begin to say, oh, now I have something to work with. Because if we want it better, we need to make change. We need to be willing. Boy, does this come home.
The challenge of life is to not stay stagnant, to continue to grow and develop.
Yes. And
so let's take a break, Sue.
Okay. Folks, we'll be right back. You can mull this over, okay. Thank you, Nate. Let's sign off. This is New Vibrations with Linda Barry, Vibrational Astrology. Thanks. While we take a break from this week's edition of Talk Cosmos, let's take a look at this cycle's archetype. We are currently in the yin period of Virgo. By leaving a cycle based on the creative manifested legacy of our highest creative form, the energy of Virgo completes the last sign below the horizon of the self and requires discernment to perfect oneself through the mental process of critical analysis. As a mutable earth sign duly ruled by Mercury, Virgo refines, heals, or fixes through daily routines, developing skills and services to control nature's chaos and maximize efficiency.
Talk Cosmos brings insightful conversations to awaken consciousness for the soul growth with hour-long programs. Talk Cosmos weekly programs are also available to watch live on the Talk Cosmos YouTube channel and Facebook page. While you're there, make sure you click the like and subscribe buttons so you get the full Talk Cosmos experience. Or if you'd rather listen to the show archives with audio only, the entire podcast collection since 2018 is available on most podcast carriers. And to find out about upcoming programs, sign up for the newsletter at talkcosmos.com. So grab your coffee, tea, or kombucha and enjoy the show.
This is Martha Norwalk. Every Sunday morning, beginning at 9 a.m., thanks in part to the Ananda Institute of Living Yoga, we cover the world of animals. This week, September 28th, it's an encore presentation. Join us to hear our last healing show with Dr. Nels Rasmussen and Sister Linda Rasmussen. Together, they helped callers and their animal friends with emotional, behavioral, and physical issues. And you can receive a surrogate healing just by listening to Linda's instructions and following along. Martha Norwalk's Animal World, Sunday morning, 9 a.m. to noon, right here on Alternative Talk, AM 11. 1150.
Bringing good vibes to the Puget Sound and the world. Alternative Talk 1150.
Hi, everybody. We're back again, and this will be just a brief part about our panelists. But I also wanted to bring out, remember, right now as we're speaking, and not just even if you're listening, we're having a solar eclipse. Granted, we can't see it, but it's still energetic. And it happens to be in Virgo, which happens to be at last degree, 29 degrees, and it's at the south node which is very important because that is a release point, usually speaking, of the south node in order to incorporate the opposite polarity, which happens to be Pisces, meaning that with everything that Linda is suggesting here with the primary fundamental core of this equinox, so we're releasing and we're entering into a new relationship of the equinox. So it's I don't think there's any way out. Somehow in each one of our lives, this theme is very evident, and that gives it support. It's always like you need to know that there's validity. And yes, the universe is conspiring or promising to say, you know what, your events changes on the focus and it'll get better. Just keep persevering. Linda Berry, here we are, and she's at the School of Astrology and Vibrational Energetics. Actually, astrosleuth.org is her website. She had one that has a lot of good information, astrologicaldepth.com. You can see that. And of course, every year will be Fractal Cosmos. You'll hear more about it. It's sensational. Rob Pacitti will always be with us, but right now he's experiencing this unfortunate event with the tree falling on his wires outside his house. And he has Deep Earth Astrology and Magnus Gathering. And myself taught Cosmos. So this is Linda's School Astro Sleuth. 2 classes always beginning in January and June. One's coming up, well, kind of mid right now. And then Linda, go ahead and talk about if you had something, or shall I just go on? You can find out what our classes are. astrosleuth.org classes, just click that. And it's a year introduction, and then you can go on to get certified if you so choose. But you can learn a great deal through many classes and the conference. Thank you, Sue. Plus, if for free, she gives you a daily astrology diary. Just email Linda at astrologicaldepth.com. Also, if you want something deeper, in depth, she has Sabian reports, and this is personalized to your chart, and it's on a monthly terms. It's for a reasonable $20 a month. And Linda also includes extra features such as the eclipse. I mean, it's very informative. Rob Pacitti, not to go in, but Deep Earth Astrology, and he will have a deck coming out. And of course, that's Fractal Cosmos. Just to remind everybody, it's very informative. Myself, weekly, I have shows, and you can learn more about, check that out at Talk Cosmos. And just to mention that I am involved with a small group of people. We're having a free webinar on October 4th. You can learn more about some powerful tips and tools, how to speak up, stand out, and elevate your influence as we get involved going into this powerful time ahead that Linda is advocating and being the narrating. So that's at winecountryspeakers.org. We'll be glad to see you. So with that, thank you very much, folks, and back to Linda.
Okay. Now, we talked about this, and I will tell you, it is very unusual to have a pattern that has 6 layers.
Yeah.
This is, it's really unusual. But this is the kind of thing, this is the fall equinox now, not the eclipse. We're going to look at the eclipse in a minute. But to finish up with the fall equinox, we talked vibration 83 already. And here's the tactics that vibration 83 uses. It takes what is present and rearranges it to make it work better. It evaluates what it's doing, seeing if the actions taken will bring the desired results. And it works to establish a flow of harmonious energy shared by all. Okay. Now, today, less than 24 hours before the eclipse, well, let's see here. Yeah, less than 24 hours, because the eclipse is at 2-something EDT, and this is at 3:54. It's within 24 hours. We have a solar eclipse, folks. This doesn't usually happen right at a solstice or equinox. Now, we did have one on the winter equinox, winter solstice.
That's true.
A bit ago. But to have one, I mean, this is in 29 of Virgo.
Yeah, it couldn't get any more intense.
Absolute peak of individual expression. The point where you realize that individual expression is not enough. That there are other things in the world to relate to, and that's another whole type of skill besides expressing yourself. So this is the fall. No, this is the, well, I should have changed this to solstice. This is the solar eclipse times. I put in the times. I just didn't change the title. Okay. Now, let's look at the zodiacal interweaving in the solar eclipse. This is that thing where you got a planet from one vibration and a planet from another vibration, and they're exactly on each other. I mean, they're so exactly on each other, you can't separate them.
Yeah. Let's find out. Okay, here we go.
Now, here we have, this is, wait till you see all this. First of all, this is the moon in 93 with Venus in 215. The middle of the two, the mid vibe, the average of these two numbers is 154. And folks, they are sitting in the Sabian symbol degree for an automobile wrecked by a train.
Whoa, 5 degrees Cancer. Wow.
Yes. Okay. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a train wreck. But it does mean there could be. Okay, let me just real quickly here.
But it is what we've produced, and nature's coming along, something event. So kind of like that tree. But in other words, it's a good time to be flexible. Everything that Sedna was doing, I mean, all of what we said, to launch forward, renew.
Okay.
I'll
was
listen up.
5 of Cancer, I think. I didn't put something in there I want. So what this is about is let go of your feelings, folks, and pay attention to what's going on around you. See when there's a danger coming at you and move to a safer place. Mm-hmm. If you're being distracted by your feelings and not observing what's going on around you and not paying attention and not realizing there's a train coming down the track you're standing on, you are potentially going to have a serious accident. So pay attention and don't park your car on the train track. No, you know, it's real simple. You don't stop on the train track. You stop before the train track or after it. You figure out what place is safe, and that's where you do things.
Awareness, absolutely.
That
this is good. And it's outside of yourself. It's not just inside.
That is the eclipse warning, folks. Okay, so this is the basic linkage. it's very interesting because this is Moon and Venus. Okay, so 93 Moon. 93 is 31 times 3. Okay, so this is about emotional feelings for a particular way of structuring or organizing the world around you that you want to flow harmonious. You want this particular way of things going to flow harmoniously. Okay, that is combined with, this is just so, that is combined with Venus in 215, and that's 43 times 5. Now, 31 is about structures in the world. 43 is about deep structures in yourself and reworking them and working over them. Interacting with and exploring the unique beauty and gifts of every person around you. With Moon Venus, you've got this feeling of attraction for things and patterns that have a long history. So this is describing a way of being that involves an emotional need for an appreciation of history and tradition, focusing on structuring the world around you to flow in ways that appreciate and enhance the unique beauty and gifts of each person. Wow. It's a set of guidelines, folks, for how to get through the fog of the next few months.
Yeah. We have 4 minutes. Just to
we have 4 minutes?
Yeah, so I'm saying maybe we just want to get to what it means, and then people can read it.
Okay.
Sadly.
All right. I'm going to go on to the Sabian symbols, though.
Okay.
I didn't know how we got that far. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So the Sabian symbols for the fall equinox are the first one. The distance from the sun to moon is 11 of Aries, which is a symbol of the president of the country. Isn't that interesting? And it's about claiming the authority of your position, accepting responsibility to act in ways that benefit all, rather than focusing on a sense of privilege, power, and personal aggrandizement.
Yes.
Those are the two extremes. Okay, the symbol for the soul level is a teacher of chemistry. That's about realizing you need to pay attention to the small details as well as the bigger picture. And that learning involves experimentation and taking calculated risks so you can discover what works well together and what will generate a volatile, explosive reaction. Okay. You can't always follow the rules and be afraid to venture into any new territory. All right. The third symbol, the spirit level symbol, is very interesting. It's an examination of initiates. This points to the sense I've had that we are in a portal, we're crossing through a portal. And I think initiation means a shift in awareness, folks. And opening up to levels and realms of reality you didn't relate to or realize existed before. So this is very important to recognize that you end up with the experiences that are right for you at this time. As you're being examined to see if you've reached the level of personal development that will open the door into more advanced levels of awareness. Now, this is contrasted with the negative way of operating of focusing on winning a place for yourself and achieving a position that will prove that you're valuable and accomplished, not realizing this focus on winning a position keeps you from getting to the level of awareness you're seeking. Okay, that's it. We could go through the PIP. I think we need to. So thank you for being here this day.
Oh, Linda, this is so.
Give you the discernment to recognize and store the truths you have learned this year.
Again and again, we're being said in very many ways how to release open up, be flexible, and focus on how it's going to help others. Because if we keep focusing on self, your own achievement, which is sneaky because you want to grow, but you get looking at what you're growing rather than what you're getting from other people, is more giving, is the promise. It's like, I am amazed. Well, this is Linda.
Remember, the chart presents us with the issues that are happening, the unfolding pattern, and the answers to how to deal with it.
Boy, I thank you indeed for the promise for us all. This is Linda Barry of Astro Sleuth and myself, and we wish your ongoing transformation light with love. Thank you.
Thank you for joining an insightful conversation on Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Minahan and her panel of guests awaken consciousness by connecting soul growth patterns with astrology's energetic cycles. Be sure to tune in next week, same time, same place, to continue your journey through the roots of the cosmic pathway.